Thank you very much for having me. I think China, the Chinese government, the leaders, and the people were all very happy to see Dr. Henry Kissinger back in Beijing when he is already 100 years, and this was his 100th visit, if not more plus. And he's a great friend, and he's a household name, and he really opened the door to defreezing China-U.S. relations starting in 1971, and no one in the United States or no one in the world knows China better than Dr. Henry Kissinger. And history has proven that Dr. Henry Kissinger has really understood China and the United States and the relations between the two countries and how important that peace should be the dominant thing between these two countries than possibly anyone in the world. This is the background, and I think what he discussed with the Chinese leaders will be of great importance because, as a rule of thumb, every time Dr. Henry Kissinger goes back to the United States after making a visit to China, he will prepare a very detailed memo to the incumbent president, in this case President Biden, for his review, containing a summary, observations, and recommendations about key issues in China-U.S. relations. This visit will be no exception, and I think his memorandum will be of great importance, helping stabilizing the relations between these two countries and possibly paving the way for more constructive and more normal development in China-U.S. relations going forward.
I think that statement makes a lot of sense on a couple of levels. Number one, as Victor suggested, there is nobody in the United States who understands the depth and the complexity of U.S.-Chinese relations that he does. And I also think there's something sad about this, and or disappointing is maybe a better word. And this is not a criticism of Dr. Kissinger in any way, but the fact that the United States needs a 100-year-old man to get its relations with China moving forward in a positive direction suggests a couple of things, at least as I see it. Number one, either there's not been a, for lack of a better phrase, grooming of enough diplomats or enough students of history to understand the complexity of this relationship, or, and this is perhaps the more correct or the more likely answer, there is such an ingrained hostility toward China at this point that for Dr. Kissinger to go on his own volition in an unofficial visit, you know, the air quotes that I'm providing there are not done to be flippant. I think they're done as a demonstration that, look, he's somebody who's going to be respected. He's somebody who's going to be listened to. But on top of that, quite frankly, we, meaning the United States, we need him there. And that is that's a little bit uncomfortable to recognize that a 100-year-old man is still that necessary. And again, I'm not criticizing him in any way when I say that.